Hey everyone, this is Dr. Ben Thompson. In this video, we're going to learn about the best sound therapy for tinnitus and focusing on those fundamentals. Dr. Michelle on our team is an expert audiologist who's worked at New York University, and she's going to be leading this video today. Just wanted to share how important it is for you to get your sound therapy plan right, from tinnitus sound generators up to tinnitus maskers. I need you to understand your options. Go for the best if you can. Dr. Michelle, take it away.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle with Treble Health. I wanted to answer a few of the most common questions that we get asked about sound therapy. First, what is sound therapy? Sound therapy is an umbrella term for enriching your environment with sounds. Basically, avoiding silence and quiet, because when we are in those types of environments, we will notice our tinnitus more. It may seem louder, and we may be more aware of it. So for that reason, having other sounds around us can be a really helpful and very effective tool to manage tinnitus. So essentially, sound therapy can encompass a multitude of sounds. It doesn't have to be one specific sound. And you'll find through doing research that there's a lot of people who may push one type of sound over another, but ultimately the best sound therapy is the one that you find most pleasant, calming, and soothing, or simply neutral. So it can be anything from nature sounds, like the waterfall, rain sounds, ocean noise. It could also be steady state sounds, like white noise, pink noise, brown noise. But it also could be something like what we call informational masking sounds, something like music, or the radio or the television, where there's speech involved as well as maybe music or other sound effects. So any of those sounds can be effective. You just have to find whichever one seems most calming and or neutral for you. Ideally, you'd want to try to stick to just one or two sounds, because the more frequently you switch through sounds, the more attention you give to your tinnitus. Second question that we commonly get asked is, how does sound therapy work? So we already kind of discussed that earlier. When we have other sounds in our environment, our tinnitus sticks out less. So having sounds can help us, because any constant or non-changing sound that we have in our environment, our brain automatically learns to filter and tune out. So it's what happens when we ignore the air conditioning, the refrigerator, or even our car engine as we drive. We almost forget about these sounds because our brain recognizes them as non-changing. It knows what it is. It's not threatening, it's not important, and it's uninteresting. So it's as though it doesn't exist anymore in the forefront of our minds. So when we have another sound that we are putting into our environment and it's somewhat mixing in with our tinnitus sound, it helps our mind start to connect the two together. So over time, we start to notice both that sound as well as our tinnitus less and less. The other way is that naturally, when there is no other sounds in our environment, our brain will focus in on one sound, which oftentimes tends to be tinnitus. So if we have other sounds in the environment, then our auditory system starts to pull away from the tinnitus, and it's focusing maybe partially or entirely on another sound that it finds soothing, positive, interesting. And so that's one of the other effective ways of using sound therapy. We also commonly get asked how to use sound therapy. So there's a lot of different ways to incorporate sound into your everyday life. You can consider using a sound machine. You can consider just using your telephone or your computer or a Bluetooth speaker that you may have, and you may ask it to play certain sounds. You can also consider getting ear-level sound generators that play sound, so no matter where you go, you always have sounds with you in a discreet and easy-to-use manner. If you have some hearing loss in addition to tinnitus, then you may want to consider using hearing aids that are either streaming sounds from your telephone or have built-in sounds that help provide that sound therapy. There's a lot of other options like bone conduction headphones that you can consider using. Those are great because they allow your ears to still hear everything in your environment, and you can discreetly hear your own select sound therapy sound. There's also a lot to be said about using the natural sounds that we have every day in our life. So making sure that you're not avoiding sounds. Sometimes when people have tinnitus, they start to avoid certain sounds or environments because they want to try to avoid loud sounds. You can also consider just using the natural sounds in your environment. So opening a window, allowing the sounds of the outside into your home, having the radio on or the television on as you're in your home or office or even in your car can be helpful. There's a lot of different ways to make sure that you're not in quiet, and all of these can be effective ways of making sure that your mind is less engaged on your tinnitus and learning how to slowly filter it out more and more. Here at Treble Health, we work with you to try to fine-tune a sound therapy plan that's best suited for your everyday life, because one option that works great for one individual may not be the best option for you. Everybody's lifestyle is different, and so there's a lot of different opportunities for you to include sound therapy in your tinnitus treatment plan, and we can work with you to make sure you're using the right set of tools. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hope that this helped to answer any of your questions that you had about sound therapy.
Thank you for watching today's video with Treble Health. Check out our next video by clicking the button on this screen or another recommended video. And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much. See you on the next video.